Hi, someone's happy. Why is that?
Because we are making pork pakoras,
Pushak pushak pakoras?
and they're awesome.
And they're awesome? Okay. So what do we have here? We have onions, and you can easily make onion pakoras out of these also. I'll show you the recipe, and then whether you add pushak or not is up to you. This is pushak right here. Also known as New Zealand spinach, or in Chinese stores or Vietnamese stores, these are called Mong Tai Choi, or in English, they're basala, Basella. In Bengali, they're called puishak. All right. So what we need is onions for the onion pakora, and if you want to make puishak pakora, you just chop up puishak and put it in there. Some garlic, couple of chilies, turmeric, salt, and this is the main ingredient, besan, which is gram flour or chickpea flour. And before I forget, one more key ingredient is asafoetida, also known as hing. Okay, so what I've done here is separated the stems right here. Can you see that? From the leaves right here. And I'm going to now put all of this in the sink where I have cold water waiting for it to wash it really thoroughly. Right here. See that? And so I'm going to wash this really, really well, just so that if there was any sand or whatever, whatsoever in it, it all gets rinsed off. All right. So what you don't want to do with the onions is leave big chunks. I'm just slicing them right now. After putting, one slice through the middle here, I'm just gonna slice it about that thick. Got it? And I'm gonna slice up all the onions. I'm having technical difficulties. No, this is good. That's good. You just like it when I cut garlic, don't you? You like the smell of garlic, is that what it is?
And cut it so small like that.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm going to chop up the garlic, chop up some green chili, and put it with the onions. Okay, I'm going to cut up the green chili now. See, you can take those seeds out if you don't want the heat in it, but since they're going to get fried, some of the heat's going to just evaporate, vanish. Or that's my theory anyway. So I'm going to leave the seeds in. And that was half a chili, and that would be plenty if I was just doing, some of the onion, like one onion. But I'm going to be doing 1.5 onion, plus I'm going to put the basala leaves. So I'm going to put that half chili and maybe about 2/3 of this one. Okay? All right, so the onions, chopped up green chilies and garlic are in there, right?
Yep.
And I'm putting, that's about half a teaspoon of salt, maybe a little bit more. And then this is the hing, asafoetida, I was talking about. And you need just a pinch of it. See that? That's it. That smells so good. It actually has garlic in it. And then that's about 1/3 of a teaspoon maybe of turmeric. That's plenty. And if you didn't put chopped up green chili in it, you could actually put some red chili powder in it. Got it? There's half a cup of besan, the garbanzo flour, chickpea flour. I don't usually measure it. I just put in as much as it needs, but today I'm going to measure it because it's a recipe. So I've put about 2/3 of it in there, of the half cup. I'm going to put a little bit of water and try to mix it up, because the onions also have their own liquid. Water. See that?
Yeah, that looks
And
good.
then, yeah. And then you try to separate the onions. You see what I'm trying to do? As I'm trying to mix. Trying to separate the onions. And it looks like I'm going to need besan, so I'm going to add a little bit more. And I don't think there is a substitute for doing this by hand. Because it's gotta feel right. You know what I mean? It can't be so oniony that it won't stick to each other. See, it's not sticking to each other right now. It'll need plenty of besan until it starts sticking to each other. But you can't put too much water in it, otherwise it's going to be too runny, that kind of stuff. So you need to constantly adjust as you're making this mixture. Alright, so I showed you the half cup of besan, right? See, this is actually just with half cup, and it's getting close. But I'm going to need to put maybe another quarter cup of besan in there, and then it'll gel really nicely. Okay, and it'll stick to each other. See, right now it's still not sticking to each other. It needs to kind of stick to each other. Okay, so I put a little bit more besan. So this has about a little less than a whole cup, but somewhere between 3/4 of a cup and a whole cup of besan in there. And this is now a good enough paste, and it can be fried to make onion pakoras. It'll stick together in a ball as you put it in the hot oil. But we're going to now chop up the basala, put it in there, and fry the basala with the onion. Alright, so I'm just splitting the stems a little bit so that it's not that hard. See that? Before I chop it up a little bit. So, and put it in the mix. Ready?
Yep.
See, we don't waste too many things. Even the stems are put to good use. In fact, the Bengalis love the stem of pui shaak. It's actually called pui shaak data. And you put it in vegetables and stuff like that. It's actually quite yummy. Kind of like broccoli stem, right? Broccoli stem's yummy. So, pui shaak stem, chopping it up. I'm going to put that in the onion mix, and then I will chop up the pui shaak leaves and put it in the onions. And it's going to need more besan in just a second. Let me show you chopping up of the, see the leaves? You bunch it up with your hand. And there was a little bit of stem in there, but that's all right. It's like a very hearty spinach, and it's way better for you than spinach. I don't know if it has as much iron as spinach or not, but it has a lot of other good vitamins in there. See, I'm cutting it crossways.
Yeah.
So it's like not just sliced, but also chopped. Got it? Then we're gonna put it in the mix here in just a second. Okay, so the chopped pui shaak is in there, basala is in there, and there's the onion that's pre-mixed. You don't have to do that. Like I said, I was only doing that pre-mixing the onion because I wanted to show what you would do for onion pakoras. So there's the pui shaak, and I'm going to need to add more besan because of the pui shaak. And that was half a cup, so I'm going to put about half of it. And again, basala will release water too. So let me mix this up, and if it needs a little bit of water, we will add a little bit of water. Otherwise, we'll just mix this up, and if it's a homogeneous mix ready to fry, we will fry it. So I'm mixing it. It's kind of almost like kneading dough. And see, you can see the pui shaak is a little sticky. See that sticky? Right. And it tastes amazing. So I may put a little bit more besan in it, and I didn't put any water. You saw that. So if it needs water, just a little bit of it, I'll put it in. But you just have to kind of feel it, feel your way through it. You know, whether it's sticking together or not, whether when you drop it in the oil, it's going to stick together or not. And right now, see that? mostly sticking together. So I'm going to put a little bit more basin and work on it. So I've been working on it for a couple of minutes, as you saw, right?
Yeah.
And it's sticking together nicely, which is what we need. We're going to let it sit for a few minutes, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, come back, see if more water is released, because once the vegetables are chopped, more water is released. And if we need to add a little more basin, we will do that, and then it'll be ready for frying. All right. How does it feel?
It feels awesome.
Yeah, you wanted to get a feel for it, huh?
Yep.
Okay. Does it feel like it's going to stick into a ball when it's dropped in the hot oil?
Yeah, it feels nice and sticky.
Okay. And if it doesn't, we can add just before, when the oil's hot, just when it's ready to go, we can put a little bit more basin and get it all ready, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so the oil's been heating here for about 5 minutes in the Fry Daddy. So that's ready. The temperature of the oil is perfect. And we're going to put dollops about that size in there to fry. Got it?
Yeah.
And you can do it with spoons, or you can put it with your hands. Do that?
Yeah.
Cool?
Yep.
And once they're in, I'm going to do that, toss them around a little bit. They need to fry for about a minute, minute and a half, and they're done. You just have to watch it. You have to see the edges of the pakoras getting brown. See, they're pretty yellow now. And when they get brown, they're done. See it? How they're getting brown?
Yep.
I'm going to do the next batch with my hands because they're not very uniform. See how some of them are a little bit smaller and some of them are a little bit bigger? I like them a little more uniform and I can control it better with my hands. But if you don't like getting your hands in that goop a lot, you can do it with the spoons. So, see? The ones that are smaller, they're ready to come out. You just take the slotted spoon, shake the oil off, and put them on paper towel. Does that look cool?
Yeah.
I'm sure you're ready to eat it, but you're gonna have to wait about a minute or two before it cools down. Okay? Okay, more coming out. Checking out the finished product, huh?
Yep.
All right, and I'm
They
putting
look
the next batch in.
really yummy.
Yep, I'm sure they will be yummy because you helped. You see, I'm putting them in like this, and use this finger to push them into the oil. And you can't be too afraid of the oil, or you're going to mess it up. Because being too afraid, you're gonna like plunk it in from too far, and the oil's gonna jump. That's it. There's like a good 10 or so dumplings in there. Okay, somebody's already trying it while I'm frying the second batch. How is it?
It's really, really good. And it's cool because it's all crispy on the outside and then there's a onion.
Oh, yeah? Like it? Okay. Okay, the second batch is ready to come out. And do you see how much more uniform they are? The second batch. As I put them on the paper, you'll be able to see better. And you can't wait till they're like dark, but see?
Yeah.
Oh. They're all bite-sized. Well, not quite bite-sized, but you get the point. Okay! Thank you, Aparna, for helping. There's a pakora. I'm going to try it. It's shaak. Oh my god.
Is it good?
You had a few. Right? Amazing, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. There's the shaak. There's the onion. I'm
Very
sorry.
good.
I feel like a savage, just like biting into it like crazy. They're really good. We fried them outside. Why?
Because
My cameraman is eating. That's too funny. Okay. We fried them outside so that we could avoid the fried smell, right, inside the house.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing, Matt. You gotta try it. And if you just want to do an onion one, you know how to do that too. But I would recommend you put shaak in it.